Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday. I am working right now. I do have a full week this week, meaning I have to work on a Friday, which I'm not super excited about. But it's fine, we're gonna do it. Currently, I am reading The Secret of Whitestone Gate. It's another middle grade, and I am just really loving like how quick these books are to get through. I am on page 280. Oh, I'm on page 157. There's 284 pages, so I definitely think that I can finish this tonight if I plan on doing reading. And then after that, I'm either going to read The House in the Cerulean Sea or Vicious. I really enjoy Victoria Schwab. I've read everything that she's written pretty much, other than the Darker Shade of Magic series. I read the first book in that series and I just didn't really like it, but I read it during a readathon, so I was having to like get through it as quickly as possible, and I think that that's part of why I didn't like it. So I do want to give it another chance because so many people enjoy that series. But this is a completely different world, and I've heard that it's really good, so I want to give it a try. It just depends on how I feel after finishing this book. And then I've just heard so many good things about this. It's like an adult middle grade, basically, about kids who live in like an orphanage and they've got magical powers or something like that. It just seemed really good, and I'm at the moment feeling like continuing on with this whimsical vibe. But like I said, this is the book that I'm currently reading. It is book 2 in the Black Hollow Lane series by Julia Nobel. In the first book, we meet Emmy, or Emmeline. She goes by Emmy. She has a mom who's on TV and doesn't pay a ton of attention to her, and her mom gets this opportunity to do a TV show, but she's going to be traveling, so she says, "You're going to go to this boarding school in London." And Emmy finds out that her father used to go there and he disappeared when she was 3, and she discovers this like secret society that her dad was fighting against, and they kind of come after her for some like relics that she has that are supposed to unlock like underground tunnels under the school, where they think there might be treasure that they can use to continue funding their society. And she tricks them into thinking that she's gotten rid of the relics, and she thinks that that's going to be the end of it. She doesn't have what they want anymore, so they'll leave her alone. But in the second book, we are back at school. It's her 4th year, and they are coming after her again. They are like, "Fine, you don't have the relics, we want your dad. We want you to tell us where he is, or we're going to come after all of your friends." And they have students at the school who are part of the order, who are training to be part of the order, and they are really messing with her life. So one of the kids gets her friend Lola expelled. There are even girls at her friend Lola's new school that beat her up, so it's like she can't escape the order, but she doesn't know where her dad is. She has no way of contacting him. So I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm disappointed that after this there aren't any other books in the series that are out, because it means I'm gonna have to wait a while. But it's really good, and I'm very much looking forward to finishing this. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done tonight. We have a friend who's coming to pick up our table. I already got rid of our chairs, and we purchased a new table. It'll be here like Thursday or Friday, which I'm so excited about. I'm gonna shampoo the carpets, and I'm so excited to have a new table and to be like making our space a little bit more comfortable. So I'll show you that when it's all set up, but I'm gonna go because I'm gonna run out of space on my memory card. So if I do any more reading, I will update you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's Thursday and I am going into work. I'm going to help one of my coworkers. She's kind of struggling with some documents. So I offered to come in and help her because at my job every couple of years we get audited, and if one of her cases gets pulled and she is missing these items, it's gonna get her into a lot of trouble. So I was like, okay, we need to set a date then, go in and just work on this stuff already, because she's been putting it off for a very long time. So that's what I am doing, going in. I also have a meeting at 10. So I'm hoping that I'll get to work with her for a little bit before and kind of show her what she needs to do, and then she can work on her own for a little bit, and then we'll meet back up after the meeting and see like if she's still struggling on certain things. Reading wise, I'm still reading House in the Cerulean Sea. Oh, please go slow. I am on page 198 now. It is just the sweetest book. I am really enjoying it. I haven't exactly gotten like a 5-star feel from it, but it's looking like it could be. Linus has been at the house for a week now. He's met all of the kids, and he's starting to see that just because they are, you know, mythical creatures and the Antichrist doesn't mean that they're not still children. So it's been interesting, and I'm really loving all of the sweet moments where he starts to bond with the children and sees that they are children, and his like heart is softening towards them, and he really does just want to do whatever's best for them, but that doesn't always mean that he should be following the rules and regulations book to a T, because I think one set of rules doesn't fit every set of children in every house, and that's what he's learning right now. So it's very sweet, and I am just wanting to savor it as much as possible. But I do think I'm going to do some reading tonight and hopefully get through a good chunk, which is what I want for like reading purposes, like my goal. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, I just want to savor this book. It's so sweet, and it was like a good transition from all of the like heavy middle grade reading that I've been doing, because that's what I was worried about. I've been reading so much middle grade and it's so whimsical and magical, and I was like, what am I gonna read that's like young adult that feels similar? And this has been perfect. So I am getting on the freeway now. I'm going to go so I can fully pay attention, and I will update you guys later. Good morning. It's Friday. Thank goodness. I am ready for the weekend. I'm working right now. Later on today, we are going to my boyfriend's sister's. Her and her husband are going to go out to dinner, and we're going to watch Sunday, and I am so excited. I think it kind of means that we're going to get to like put her to sleep, put her in PJs, and I am very much looking forward to that. She is just the sweetest little girl. Still haven't received our table. It said yesterday we were going to be able to pick it up. Sorry, my voice is feeling kind of weird recently. It said we were supposed to be able to pick it up yesterday, and now it says June 13th, which is Sunday, which is very annoying. I'm hoping that it will change. I understand that once it gets to the store, they need to like unpack it from the pallet and scan it into their system, but I don't know why that would take 3 days. I'm really hoping that we're going to be able to pick it up today, before we go for sure. Reading wise, I finished The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I gave it a 5 stars. I absolutely loved this. So the premise is that Linus Baker works for the department in charge of magical youth. There's also department in charge of magical adults, but he works for the youth. And he's sent on a top secret assignment to go observe the Marseille orphanage, which is on an island, and it has some very peculiar children. And I definitely get Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children vibes from this, just like a little bit sweeter, and it's a little bit more centered around the adults as well. That's not a series that I've read, and I definitely need to now after reading this. So Linus gets there, he meets the master of the house, Arthur Parsonus, and the children, Lucy, which is short for Lucifer because he is literally the Antichrist, but the sweetest kid. He likes to introduce himself to new people as the harbinger of death, somebody who could crush worlds, but it's just an act. He just likes kind of scaring people, but he loves cooking in the kitchen. He's also 6 years old. He loves old music like Billie Holiday, Ritchie Valens, stuff from the day the music died, and he's just a very sweet kid who just wants to be loved. And then there is Talia, who is a 260-year-old gnome who absolutely loves her garden. She works on it with the help of Fee, who is a forest sprite. The caretaker, Miss Chapelwhite, is an island sprite, and she is kind of taking Fee under her wing and showing her how to listen to the world and the plants and the flowers and help them grow and encourage them and show them love. And Talia and Fee work together. There's Theodore, who is a Wyvern, which is like a small sort of dragon. They collect things, and on his first night, Linus gives Theodore a brass button, which he absolutely loves, and it just makes him think that Linus hung the moon and the stars. Theodore's best friend is Sal, who is a young boy, I think of like 12 or 13, who can turn into a Pomeranian dog. This is his 12th house, and he's just very, very shy. He's been physically abused and just kind of passed through the system. And I think I'm forgetting somebody. I think that's all of the children, actually. And they all are just looking for a home. The term orphanage doesn't really make sense because it implies that people are going there to adopt, and none of these kids are getting adopted, especially not living on an island where they never leave. And so Linus is there. His main purpose originally is to just make sure that the kids are being cared for, that they're healthy, nothing bad is happening, and he kind of grows to love them. And it helps him realize that the rules and regulations book that is given to him by Daikami isn't a one-fits-all. All of the children are different, and while the way Arthur teaches them is a little unconventional, it works for them, and he's just trying to make sure that they feel at home and like they have a family. And it's so sweet. Linus ends up quitting, getting approval for the orphanage to stay open, and he steals a bunch of case files for other kids who he thinks might be being mistreated, and he wants to help them. He thinks the old ways of Daikami are done, and he is going to change the world. And I just thought the ending was so sweet. It just made me feel like I'd been in the pool all day. This is the weirdest way to explain it. The book made me feel like I'd been in the pool all day, I'd had something to eat, and I was getting ready to take a nap, and I was all warm and just like full and comfortable and tired from a full day of swimming. That like summer feeling is what it gave me, and I was like, oh, this is so beautiful. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved the characters and the setting, the plot. I was into it the entire time, but wanting to like savor it. It was just so good. And I'm gonna have a book hangover. I'm supposed to be reading Vicious next, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next, honestly. I might just take today off, no books, and then see how I'm feeling tomorrow. But that's my second book this week, and I'm so glad that I finally picked it up. I'm gonna have a book hangover, I know it, so I'm gonna get back to work now, and I will update you guys in a couple days. Hopefully I will do some more reading, but I'm just gonna be thinking of this book for a long time. And the author has other ones that are similar that I definitely want to pick up, but I have a ton of books on my shelves that are unread, which I don't normally do, so I definitely need to get through some of those before I start buying more books. Yeah. I will talk to you guys later. Hello, good morning. It's Tuesday. I'm filming on my phone today because my SD card on my camera is full and I've been too lazy to export footage. I did finish The Secret of Whitestone Gate yesterday. I gave it a 3-star. It wasn't as interesting as the first one was. It was a lot of kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. We really didn't have any action until the very end, whereas the last one, it was super interesting because you were finding out all about the secret society, and now it kind of seems like the secret society is done. Sorry if you can hear Marcy barking. She is outside and she's not happy about it, but I shampooed the carpet, so I can't have her inside. So this one, because the secret society believes that she got rid of the medallions, or most of them, they're like, okay, we want your dad now. Because if you only had some of them, he should have the rest. So we want you to give up where he is. But she hasn't seen him in 10 years. She has no idea how to get in contact with him. And they set up like a plan at the end that's a trap. They know that she's going to be there and that her father will show up to possibly protect her. And like I said, it was good. It just wasn't my favorite. One of the characters, Jack, who is friends with Emmy, kind of has it out with his father. His whole family is part of the order. His dad, his brothers, and now like his younger brother. who we find out at the end is responsible for getting Lola expelled. And like I said, Jack has it out with his dad because he's like, this is the order that you want to be a part of. You just caused Emmy's dad to die, which isn't real, but they think it's real at the time. And they're hurting kids, and they kind of they tell Jack's dad all of these things that have been happening, that Jonas, who was in charge of the order, paid some girls to beat up Lola, that they pushed Natalie down the stairs, and his dad is like, no, we don't hurt kids. That's not the kind of organization that we are. And I think it's making him realize that maybe that is the kind of organization that they are. And he has a conversation with Jonas and gets Lola back into school, which is great. But I really want to see what happens in the next book. I don't know when it comes out. There's no like hint that there's going to be a third book. I can't find the author on Instagram anywhere. She doesn't have a Facebook linked, so I really don't know I don't know if there's even going to be a third book, which I hope that there is. So I finished that. I gave it a 3 stars. I feel like I'm kind of rambly. And then I started House in the Cerulean Sea last night. I am on page 88, chapter 6, and I am enjoying it. It's a little bit slow. The premise is that our main character, Linus Baker, works for this company called Dicamy Department. It's like Department of Magical Department in Charge of Magical Youth. And he goes to these orphanages that house children with special abilities that have been given up by their families, and that's why they're in the orphanages. And he evaluates the facility, the house, to see and make sure that they are Good morning, happy Sunday. I am up and ready. It's about 11 o'clock. I'm getting ready to run errands. Still haven't gotten a notification that our table is ready. I called Home Depot and the girl was like, it's not even at the store yet. I was like, okay. I got a notification that said it arrived at the store though, and that we should be picking it up today. So I'm kind of confused, and she's like, yeah, it might be at our warehouse, or it's in one of the trucks in the yard just waiting to be like unpacked. I was like, that's fine. But then I don't understand why we have a pickup date of today if it's not even in the store. I was trying not to be rude to her. I was just like, okay, that makes sense. Like, at least that lets me know that we're not picking it up today. But I'm still a little frustrated because we've been without a table for almost a week now. And I just have stuff that like is supposed to go on the table that is now just sitting on the counters. And it's just getting a little frustrated. I just wanted to be able to eat dinner at the table today, but it's okay. We're fine. Reading wise, I have been reading The Mysterious Benedict Society. I know I said I was going to pick up Vicious, but I'm just really into all of these like society books right now. So oh my goodness, there was a spider on the top of the book, and I had picked it up and looked at it, and oh, my heart is pounding. That scared the crap out of me. Oh, I cannot believe my book just betrayed me in that way. Oh, okay, anyways, this is what I have been reading the last few days. I am on page 89, I believe, 83. And it's interesting. I'm having the same feelings as when I read The House in the Cerulean Sea. The beginning is a little bit slow. We're kind of getting introduced to the characters, getting a little bit of information here and there. And it's like a build up to what's happening. So we have 3 main characters, four, Sticky, Rainy, Kate, and Constance. And they are all children who saw an ad in the newspaper saying, if you feel like you're an extraordinary child with interesting abilities, come take these tests and great opportunities, you know, might be available for you. So they go through these series of tests. One is like an actual test where you answer questions, but they're ridiculously hard questions, and it ends up being that the later questions answer the beginning questions. So it was like a puzzle that you had to figure out. They have to figure out how to cross this room without stepping on certain like square tiles, and one of the kids figures out that none of the tiles are square, they're rectangular, so he just walks straight across. And then they have to do this like maze in a house where all the rooms are the same and figure out how to get to the room with the staircase, go up the stairs and ring the bell. And some of the kids figure it out and do it the way that it's intended to be solved, and some of them just find such creative solutions to solving the puzzles and the tests that they pass anyways. So 4 kids passed out of like hundreds that have been doing the tests over the weekend. They're taken through this like tunnel under the city, and they finally meet Mr. Benedict. And he's about to tell them what is going on. He does have narcolepsy, so he keeps falling asleep, but that is where I am. They're about to figure out why they are so special and why they are needed for this special mission that he has. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm hoping I'm going to get to do some more reading today. I just have a lot of stuff to get done. I need to go get gas, go to my mom's house to pick up a canopy that we let her borrow, go to the grocery store. I need to cash some money order checks. We pay our rent in money orders because it's got a tracking number, and I don't want to order actual checks because they send you like 30 and we use 1 check a month. So I'm only going to use half, and it just feels like a waste of money, but I think I need to buy checks now because they got lost in the mail and they just got returned to us yesterday, or I checked this morning and saw them, but because it's already the 13th, we had to pay rent again. And I was really, really worried about us being out like $1,000, $500 each for just like a month until we got a refund. But they showed up today, and I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to cash them and we'll have our money back. Grocery shopping, I need to go to Target to get a couple more bralettes, and to donate some stuff. And I also need to do some cleaning. I need to clean up in here and kind of like reorganize and refresh and reset everything. And then make dinner later tonight. It's gonna be 108 degrees on Tuesday. I am not looking forward to that. I would much rather be in the office, but being in the office would mean I would have to leave Marcy here by herself, and that just makes me really uncomfortable because that's unfair to her to have to be outside in 108 degree weather. So we're going to be in the bedroom all day trying to keep cool with the fan on, the AC on, and we'll see how that day goes. I'm not looking forward to it. But I have book mail. I got some mail from Waterstones. I know what this is. It is a exclusive edition from a series that I just rant and rave about all the time, and I am so excited for this. Ooh, okay. Oh my God. So this is the Waterstones exclusive edition of Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. It's got sprayed edges and the gold detailing is so beautiful. Oh my God, I hope I can take this sticker off. It's got an extra chapter in about Coven 13, which if you haven't read the series, it's a Coven of Witches. And I believe it's signed. I don't know actually. Maybe not. Not. But still absolutely beautiful, and there's some drawings in it, some extra ones it looks like. Yeah. And then look at the inside of this. That is just so beautiful. I think that's supposed to be the hotel. I just love this series so much, and now that I have this, I'm wanting to reread it already, but I am super happy with this. This is now my second exclusive edition of Hollowpox, and I'm honestly just probably going to end up with like an entire bookshelf full of exclusive editions for this series. I love it so much. So I'm going to go now, run errands, and I think I'm going to end the vlog here just because it's already running quite long. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, let me know how your reading is going. I read 3 books this week. The Secret of Whitestone Gate, The House of the Cerulean Sea, and now I'm on The Mysterious Benedict Society. So I read 2 and I'm in the middle of a 3rd one, which is not normally how my week goes. I'm more of a 1 book a week person. So I'm really, really proud of my progress this month, and this week, and I'm hoping it's going to continue on with the rest of the month. So thank you again, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye!